Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today is going to be another hair tutorial, and today it's going to be on these passion braids or butterfly braids, whatever you want to call them. This is my first time doing this style. I think it came out super cute, and this video is in partnership with Toyotress, so thank you to Toyotress for working with us in this video. And I'm going to just go over a few things initially, and then we'll get into the tutorial, and then there's also a giveaway. 10 winners will win hair from Toyotress, so make sure you watch the video to find out how to enter the giveaway. In terms of products I used the Toyotress Tiana Passion Twist hair in 24 inches in the color 1B. I also used normal braiding hair to supplement the Passion Twist hair because that hair is a lot thinner, the Passion Twist hair, and so it takes a lot more to make the braid full. I just had braiding hair laying around. If you do your hair often, you know that you'll just randomly have different little small batches of braiding hair that are laying around, so I just grabbed all the braiding hair I had left and used it in this style. But I would say it's probably about, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 packs of braiding hair. I'd say you definitely should get more rather than less, and you can just use the leftover stuff for another style like I did here. I ended up using 7 of the 8 packs of the Tiana Passion Twist hair, so it was just the perfect amount for this size braid and the amount of braiding hair I had. If you want to make this style more full, or if you want to make your braids bigger, smaller, whatever you want to do, you can. Obviously that's fully up to you. You just have to plan accordingly based on how much hair you're buying. I also used Shine-In Jam. I use that to make my parts clean. Some clips and combs to part out my hair. And then I had a mirror behind me, the 2 mirror trick of having 1 mirror in front of you and 1 mirror behind you so you can see the back of your head. I also used a mousse at the end to help smooth down the flyaways. And then I also used a crochet needle. And so this hair can be used for normal crochet or individual crochet in terms of actually doing passion twists, but I use it of course for these braids. And so it comes with a crochet needle in the package, and I didn't know for sure if I was going to use it or not since this style isn't normally crochet, but I decided to do a different method than I've seen in a lot of different videos because I was scared about my hair coming out of the braid since you pull it apart. And so I decided to actually braid my natural hair inside of the braid so that I would know when I was pulling the hair apart that I was actually pulling the fake hair and not my natural hair. So I think that's all the supplies I used. So without further ado, we're just going to get into the video. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. Okay guys, I'm gonna show you guys how I do these last 3. So I'm gonna take this to separate the hair so it makes it easier for when I do each braid. Okay, so I'm gonna take one of the pre-made passion twists, and basically I'm just gonna take it and pull it and it'll come apart super easy. And then I just lay it on the rack, and I just keep doing that for every single one. And while I'm doing this, I can tell you guys what I've learned so far. So 1, I don't think that it's a problem that my hair is braided. If I haven't mentioned that before, I actually am leaving my hair braided, not just for sectioning purposes, but also because I want my hair to not get pulled outside because then it'll look older faster. And then also it isn't very protective if your hair is outside the braid, obviously. I haven't had a problem so far with it being too bulky or like you not being able to conceal it. So I definitely think that it's best for you to braid your hair before. And it's kind of an extra step, so it definitely might extend the time it takes you to do your hair, but in the long run I think that it'll help longevity wise, and it'll help so you're actually protecting your natural hair. And then also, I keep forgetting to do this, but I want to make sure I tell you guys to do it. After I separate all of these, I go through and cut some of them because my braids aren't super long, and also I'm short, I'm 5'1", so I don't need to add in that many long pieces. This is, since it's 24 inches, to make the braid long for the sake of this style. A lot of the issues I was finding is like when I get to the bottom, it's super concentrated and there's a lot of hair, so I'm gonna have to thin it out. And so if I can use shorter pieces where they don't always get to the bottom, because every single piece that I've added to the braid ends up at the bottom since they're so long. So if I can use shorter pieces along the way to make it where when I get to the bottom it's only a few of the small, you know, curly pieces left, then that will make it where you save some time, because I think it's going to take me a decent amount of time to like thin out this bottom part. So I'm just going to take some of the pieces and cut them in half, and you don't have to do that many. I probably say I use 4 to 6 pieces cut in half as I go down. Then, like I said, I also use braiding hair to supplement, and this is all the braiding hair I have left. So I've been trying to ration it so I wouldn't run out before I finished, and now I only have 3 left, so I think we'll be good. But I also take this and separate it, and all of this just helps so you can do this much easier as opposed to trying to separate hair as you're braiding, which would be hard. This is like the size of the pieces I do, not too thick, but also I try to make them all the same size, and sometimes I'll combine the pieces if I need a thicker piece at the root or anything. Okay, so I changed my shirt so that's easier for you guys to see. I have these 2 left. I'll do this one first, pin the other one up the way, grab this piece, it's like this thick, take your crochet needle, put it through the base of the braid, close the latch hook. I usually try to grab one side, pull it through. Okay, now that it's through the base, pull it all here, separate it so that there's a little bit of hair over the middle section to cover the braid. And if you can't do that, like if you don't want to try to separate a piece, if you want to just leave that one braid in the middle for the first few passes, you can, and then you can just add in hair to cover it. I did it both ways, but I feel like this can help in terms of making sure even at the root the braid doesn't show. But anyways, so you start braiding like normal. I go like twice, and then I add another piece, braiding hair in. And then I'm gonna add my long piece of curly hair in. And honestly, like, especially since this style is so messy, when you're doing a neat braid, there's certain best practices for adding in hair, but really I don't think you have to be super specific for this one. Like, add in the hair any way you can add it in. I usually add it to whatever piece is on the left and then the middle piece, and then it's when I'm gonna take the right piece and fold it over, so that's the piece that I don't have a piece of the curly hair in. Like I said, I try to cover my braid that's in this one with the hair, all the hair, so that you can't see that. And also I tell myself all the time I have to braid looser, so then I usually don't remember that till halfway and then start to braid looser. And I'm just adding pieces in as I go down, continuing to add pieces in every few passes, and I do that till I get to the bottom. And I want to make sure that it matches up with the other side. Pull this one here so I can see it. And like you see on this one, there's like a little bit of braiding hair that's sticking out. So when I go back, I can just cut that out, but also I'm going to use mousse to help tame some of the flyaways and do that. But basically, these two are equal, and I'm going to do like a few more passes past this one, just so when I actually end up like pulling it and making it distressed, that they are the same length. So do that, take one of these pieces, separate it so I can have a smaller little curly piece, and then I use that to wrap around where I want the braid to stop. And I do this like 5 times, probably overkill, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't want it to come out. And then I cut all these extra pieces that are super long right off, and I'll go back and thin out the rest. So it's the fun part, we get to like pull it apart more. So just gonna pull it apart. I pull at 2 places and just pull, and it'll pull it apart. And then like I said, like there's some little scraggly pieces. I'll go back and cut those off to kind of help it look a bit more put together. Continue pulling until you're satisfied with how it looks. And then we're gonna go on to the last one. I kind of made these shorter so like they would give it a layered effect. So on the last one, and now I'm gonna go back and thin out the ends. And I also make sure to, if I have any like straight braiding hair pieces, I make sure to cut those out. And if you wanna obviously do your hair shorter, like me, I didn't know what I was gonna do when I picked this length of hair. So I probably, if I was gonna do this again, would just choose a shorter length so that as I did the hair, less of it would reach the bottom and be as thick. I'm just gonna go through and take the braid back here. See, it's pretty thick. So I'm gonna try to thin this hair out as much as I can. So I'm gonna go through it first, just take my scissors, try to cut out some of the little scraggly bits that don't look as defined curly wise. And then after I do that, I'm gonna take my thinning razor. You can get them from the beauty supply store. Super helpful. I don't think they're expensive, but I definitely suggest that just to have in general. I think it's helpful for other things as well and other hairstyles, but also for this one. If you run into this problem where it's too thick, you can see the curly pieces are more defined now, less little scraggly ends. So it has a blade inside of here. This size if you want to cut thicker things, and this size if you want to cut thinner things. So for this one, for the sake of this hair being curly, I found it's easier to use the thicker side and just like kind of chop at it. So you just take it and you just like kind of chop at it, and it'll cut hair off and thin it out. So I'm just gonna go through and do that for all of these ends. Hope you can see that. I'm gonna keep going through this. I'm gonna thin these out and then I'll come back when that's done. Okay guys, so I've done half my hair, and I'm just gonna show you guys what the difference is, because at first I was like, am I even making a difference? But lo and behold, I was. So I'm gonna show you the other half so you guys can see the difference between the two. So here's the difference between the two. Hopefully you guys can see that. Like here's this side, and here's all this down here. So it looks much thinner on this side, much more tapered. A significant difference from this to this. So yeah, I'm gonna do the other side and then come back when I'm done. Okay guys, so I'm done the style, and before I get into the final remarks, I'm going to talk about the giveaway. Okay, so the 5 steps are: 1, you have to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. 2, you have to follow Toyotress on their Instagram page. 3, you have to join Toyotress's hair page on Facebook. 4, you have to follow their Amazon page, which you can find the link on their Instagram page, so make sure you click there and it's right in their bio. And then when you click on it at the Amazon page, in the top right hand corner it'll say follow with a little plus sign, so you just click that. And then lastly, you just comment entered underneath this YouTube video, and 10 winners will be picked by me a week from when this video is posted, so I'll leave that date down below. And so make sure you guys enter so you can win some free hair from Toyotress, and Toyotress will DM you on your Instagram. It's also important for me to mention that this giveaway is only for US followers, so I apologize to any international people, but hopefully in the future we can have some international giveaways. Okay guys, so I want to show you the final product. I think that this is a really good way to do this style. I'll stand up so you guys can see. They're pretty long. They touch my hips basically. And as you can see, like from me using the thinning razor blade, it really helped with the ends to make sure that they were way thinner and less dense than they were before. I'll turn around so you guys can see. So that's basically it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. And comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll make sure I get back to them. And turn on your post notifications so you know when we post a new video. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. It's always linked down below, our personal Instagrams and our Scott Quads Instagram page. Also, make sure you obviously enter the giveaway, and I think that's about it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye, guys.